5 years ago, there was probably something that was making you so worried and anxious this day, 5 years ago. You don't even remember what that thing is. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about anxiety. The first thing you want to do is recognize what's making you anxious. And then be still for a second. Just stay still. Take a second, take a deep breath, breathe in and out. Take a deep breath, hold your own hand. These are kind of like self-soothing techniques. You can kind of like hold your own hand, rub your hand. It's kind of like a I got you kind of thing to yourself, to me. Like, I got it. It's okay, rub your own shoulder. You could do like a pat, but I think like this kind of motion is a lot more like soothing. The next thing you want to do is focus on one thing at a time. Normally, if we're anxious, it's a whole lot of different things, but even if you could solve all the things that are making you anxious, you can't do them all at once, right? You got to do it one at a time. So try to focus on one thing at a time. And then you can try to give yourself some positive self-talk. I'm not saying, be positive. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is tell yourself that it's okay, The thing that's happening is you're worrying. And when we worry, we're thinking about all these other things in the future that like we want to happen, like, or that we don't want to happen, things we want to achieve, things we may have happened in the past. But if it happened in the past and you're anxious about it, most of the time it's just because you're anxious about what it might do to the future. So you can kind of try to tell yourself some positive things that like, no matter what, I'm okay. I read a quote and it said, fear is what if, faith is even if. So if you reframe your mindset and tell yourself that no matter what happens, I'm good, it's going to make you feel a lot more at ease, because what you're worrying about, it's not even that you're worrying about the future, you're worrying about your control over what is going to happen in the future. So when you let that go, it's just like, all right. If I get the promotion, if I don't, if he texts me back, if he doesn't, if I break the lease and move my apartment, if I accept this job, any of these things, if you just let it go, you're going to feel more at ease. You're going to be like, okay, no matter what I do, I'm fine. So you got to have that mentality. Another thing that you can do, if you can do it, because I know a lot of the times it's not easy to do this, is to try to minimize the situation. 99% of the time, the things that we're worried about or that are consuming our brains aren't even that serious. And you know how I know? 5 years ago, there was probably something that was making you so worried and anxious, like, this day, 5 years ago. You don't even remember what that thing is. You don't even know what that is, because it doesn't even matter all that much. And it wasn't even all that big of a deal. Whatever is consuming your mind right now, today, 5-10 years from now, you're not even going to think about it. So if you can, because sometimes you can't, if you can minimize the situation, just make it smaller than what it is. So it doesn't consume you, because usually we're making it bigger than what it is, because that's what happens. You worry about things you can't even see. That's what that anxiety is. You know how like in a scary movie, I saw this somewhere, but I don't remember where I saw it. Someone was talking about what's scary in a scary movie is that you can't see the villain. If you were to watch a scary movie and they showed you the gory, scary monster thing, like the first 3 minutes of the movie, the rest of the movie isn't all that scary. So if you just put it in front of you and just be like, this is what this is. For face value, this is what this issue is. Whether or not it happens, this is the worst case scenario, this is the best case scenario. But either way, I'm fine. No matter how it goes or the event that you're anxious about, how it turns out, sorry, hold on, let me catch my breath. No matter what happens, most likely tomorrow or that day or whatever, you're going to be walking around breathing air just as you did today, right? So it's not the end of the world. I saw this picture I'm going to put up on the screen. What happens before and after you make a mistake? Nothing. So it's okay. Another thing you can do is you can play music. If you're able to and you have your headphones in and you're anxious right now, you can play some kind of light, upbeat sort of music to kind of get your mind away from it, getting your mind away from the anxious part of the issue anyway. There's this song I like. I don't even remember it, but there's a couple of like I don't know, music has a huge influence on you, and it could either it heightens your mood, whatever you're feeling, depending on the music you play. So something light and more like lighthearted and upbeat, and or even smooth, or like, jazz or something. I don't know. I don't really listen to jazz that much. I do, but I don't, whatever. But to put you in a better mood. Anything that's going to just put you in a better mood. Another thing you can do is you can write down what you're feeling. I do this a lot. So write down a list of what I'm feeling or what's happening and what it's making me feel. Or you can also write down solutions next to it too. I feel like most of the time I'm just writing down what the issue is, but I think it'd be good to write down the solution. Another thing is you can call someone. There's so many times where you need someone to come in and kind of talk you down from the hill that you're like creating in your mind. There was a time like I was at work. By the way, don't think just because I make these videos that I don't worry or I don't get like anxious and concerned. I do. I was at work and something had happened. I called my sister. I was like, "Can you believe it?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's okay." And I was like, "Oh, it is okay." Because it is okay, so just take it easy. So yeah, call someone. That'll help you. So those were more immediate things to help you feel a lot less anxious. I'm also going to kind of dive into things that are more long-term techniques to help you feel less anxious in general. So overthinking is something that kind of feeds into anxiety. And it's kind of hard to just tell somebody to stop overthinking. If you tell somebody, stop overthinking, it's not going to make them stop overthinking. If you tell them, stop thinking about that one thing, stop thinking about carrots. Like if you tell me to stop thinking about carrots and I have to concentrate on not thinking about carrots, all I'm going to think is carrots, carrots, carrots. It's all orange, I'm going to start seeing fields of carrots and rabbits running towards the carrots. They're actually alive and now talking, So that does not help because it puts whatever the issue is kind of like at the forefront when you tell someone to stop. It's almost like telling somebody who's already irritated, relax. It doesn't do anything, So I'm not going to tell you stop overthinking. I'm going to try to kind of put in a whole lot of other techniques that may help you stop overthinking and stop being anxious in general. Because these things kind of help me. I'm talking fast because the last time my phone cut off and died, and that's why I guess I'm kind of going fast. It's also 12:40 a.m. and I got work in the morning. But we're going to make this video. But I noticed another thing is some people to overthink. So a quote that also said, worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but you're not going anywhere. So let me give you these techniques that will help you because it helps me. I'm reading off my laptop. That's where I write my notes if you're looking. But one big thing is practicing gratitude. So a lot of the times when we're worrying, it's obviously about things in the future, the things we want to achieve or we do or do not want to happen. So if you refrain your mind to being content where you are right now, it's going to make you a lot less anxious. So, and not just being content, but thankful for where you are right now. If you're watching me through a screen and some electrical, cellular device or whatever you have that you're able to see me and even see this video, there's a whole lot of stuff you have to be thankful for. You can know that you want more, of course, but just being content and and okay with what is right now will make you less overwhelmed. Another thing that will help you feel less anxious is to stop procrastinating. Because, a lot of the anxiety also comes from the list of things we have to do. We have these to-do lists and things we're trying to check off of it. But, that list just continues to get longer when we're not checking things off of it. So if you stop procrastinating and just do one thing, even if you do it badly, like if you want to write a book or write an essay, you have a paper due or make a video or I don't know, do a painting, I don't know, anything that is the thing that you want to do, but you're worried about the perfection of it, which is really just prolonging you from doing it, just do it. It's better to do something and do it badly and go back and revise it than to have not done it at all. So just getting rid of that procrastination is going to relieve some of your anxiety. Another thing is to limit your caffeine intake. I feel like this is self-explanatory, but you wake up in the morning, the first thing, you put Celsius and Starbucks into your veins and you're worried about how, you're questioning why you're all jumpy and all over the place. Let's just think here for a second. It might be the caffeine and lack of sleep. So try to limit your caffeine intake, okay? I already had brought up talking to somebody, because it is good to talk to someone who understands you and that you trust, going to with your issues or things that kind of just fill up your mind. But it's even better to go to someone who understands you and likes what they understand. It kind of helps you feel a lot more seen as well. So someone that you trust that you can go to. Okay. Another thing you can do is exercise, stretch, release some endorphins. And even if you don't start to see immediate progress or changes in your body, you're immediately going to feel a lot more confident, just because you moved your body and sweat a little bit, and feeling more confident in yourself and how you move around through the world, and more accomplished because you check that one thing off, because most of us probably have working out or fitness kind of on our to-do list or things that we want to do in terms of achievement. If you check that off, you're going to feel a little more better. And any time you feel more confident or more secure in yourself, you're going to be less anxious. So that can help you as well. Another thing is, I talked about talking to someone, but you can also seek professional help. I should have mentioned that earlier. If there isn't somebody that you feel comfortable with talking to, or you just prefer to talk to someone outside of your immediate friend group or family unit. So professional help, there's that as well. And you can clean up your space. If everything is all over the place, you're going to feel all over the place. So cleaning up your space, which is also one of the things most of us have probably on a to-do list, like cleaning or something. If you check that off, you're going to feel more productive, and that you check something off your list, and you're going to feel like your space is better. You're going to feel more at ease. It's going to make you feel calmer and more less frazzled, because your room is less frazzled. I know I said that, but you're picking up what I'm putting down. I know you're understanding me. And lastly, get some sleep. Get some sleep, okay? I think that's self-explanatory as well. When you're sleep deprived, oh my goodness, English. When you're sleep deprived, you're more anxious, you're more irritable, you're more on edge. You're not even thinking clearly. So try to get some sleep. Okay, try to regulate your circadian rhythm so you're more just so you feel better overall. That's not just an anxiety thing, that's health-wise overall. But that's it. Okay, right? I think we're done, honey bun. I think we got it. That's all I wanted to say. I like these kind of videos. I like this, this setup and this, what we're doing here, because I feel like I'm making videos that I would also want to watch, because I get worried too. I always get I don't know, things stress me out, and these are lists that I've made for myself, so I think it would be helpful to someone else, and I hope it was helpful to you, okay? And if you like this video or you thought some of these were helpful, I want you to mention in the comment, let me know what is something that you do that makes you feel less anxious. I like when you guys talk to me in the comments, so I don't feel like I'm sitting here talking to myself on camera. Yeah, so comment what makes you feel less anxious. What do you do to feel less anxious when you do feel anxious? I feel like my camera is so high up. This should be more like this. All right, so that's it. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay?